My name is Anne and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits and Stitches week 1. Yes, if you're new here, grab a cup of tea. I'm not sure if you'll need a biscuit today, just because I really have no idea how long this is going to take, because we're going to be talking about cross stitch, knitting, embroidery, life. Yes. Yeah. So I am back from Nova Scotia. I got back yesterday. By the time I got in the door, it was 8 o'clock at night. And then of course the Blue Jays game was on. So I had to stay up and watch that. I was absolutely dog-tired when I went to bed. Didn't sleep very well last night because, you know, you're back in your own bed. My husband was there too. I mean, come on. I've had a bed to myself for 10 days. So it was kind of like, oh, who's touching me? Oh yeah, it's Bob. You know? So it was, yeah, I just didn't. And then of course I woke up early. I woke up Nova Scotia time, but the clocks had gone back. So it was even earlier. Oh, it was a night. It was a nightmare. It was a bit of a mess. And I tried to have a lay down this afternoon and my dad called. So I didn't get my lay down. So I'm tired. And yes, so be early to bed for me tonight, I think. This is Bob's last night of work. Then he's off for 10 days. My dad arrives Tuesday and my brother. They land in Montreal, so we'll be driving up to get them. So because they're going to be here and I've done Vlogtober and vlog just about every day in October, I'm going to take a little tiny bit of a rest, kind of, nearly, almost, sort of. Instead of, well, it's still 4 podcasts a week. No, it's not. 4 podcasts a month, where every other Monday is knitting, every other Wednesday is cross stitch. I'm actually doing them all together on a Monday. So you're getting all the stuff on a Monday for the next 4 Mondays. That way I can spend time with my dad. I will video chunks with my dad in it, so you get to see the stuff we've got up to while he's here. And then it gives me a little bit of a break before we start Vlogmas. Now, talking about Vlogmas, I got my first Advent. I was so excited when this came because I was really worried. We got an email from Bothy Threads to say they were going to ship out the Advents, but because Canada Post was on strike, did we want to have it couriered? And I thought about it and I thought, I'm just going to take the chance, because at that point Canada Post had gone back to work, but they're on rotating strikes and they're still doing the rotating strikes. So I thought I'll just take a chance and see what happens. And I actually had it within about a week. I was really surprised. So hats off to Royal Mail for their speedy work at that end. And hats off to the Canadian Postal Workers for getting it to me quick. So I'm very excited. It's different from last year, and I'm really happy it's different from last year. In that, instead of the little tiny bags with the little things squished in and, you know, and I hung them up there. Remember that last year? Instead of that, they're in this box. I'm not going to open them, but I'm going to show you how it's presented. They are all individual packages, and some of them are just like thin little ones, and some of them are not thin. And they're all different shapes and sizes. So I am super excited. I have no idea what number 1 is. Probably at the bloody bottom. So I am super excited to get going on this on December the 1st, of course. So I got to put that somewhere where I'm not tempted to peek, because you all know me. So in the true sense of a regular podcast, finished objects, knitting-wise, I have none. I took only with me the Musselburgh when I went to Nova Scotia, and this is for Bob, and I got quite a good ways on it now. I'm this far. Now the problem with this is I've only got about 15 grams. I've weighed it, 15 grams of yarn left, and I'm up to, I think it's 16 inches that this is now. Pretty sure it's 16 inches. Now Bob doesn't have a very big head anyway, so I think I'm going to start doing the decreases now, because that's about 2.5 inches, I think. And just, I know I'll have enough to do it, but should I do another inch is what I'm trying to think. But if I know I keep doing this and flipping it so that you can see. If I do it like this and put this to where, to see in the mirror here, in the mirror, listen to me. So say this is the decreases there, and I do another decrease there. That's how big the hat is. I feel that's good, especially if he's not going to roll it up. Because you don't need to, I don't think you need a brim on a Musselburgh, purely because it's already twice as thick, because you stick it inside. So anyway, I feel like I'm going to try that. If I run out, I do have some gray, but I don't think I want to try and do another inch. So we're going to do that and see. So I'd like to get this finished. So this will be one of the whips. The other whip is actually, oh, I don't even have it with me, the Sophie shawl. I've decided I want to carry on with that to get that done this month, if I can. I don't know if I will be able to, but we'll see. The Sophie, oh, it's not the Sophie shawl, I beg your pardon, it's a Sophie hood. Let me go get it. It's basically like the Sophie shawl in that either side of it is I-cord edge. This is as far as I've got. So you go up a certain amount. It's all garter stitch, so it's not going to be hard to do. You go up to a certain amount of thingy, and then you start increasing. Well, you're increasing anyway. I think just on one side. This side stays straight. I have to look at the pattern again. I can't even remember. I think is it Petite who did this? I feel like it is. I don't know. Anyway, you go up and then you make it big for your head, and then you decrease and go back down to make the other thing. And then you flip it up, and then you know, with the end, with these, you know what I mean. So I thought I would work on this again and have some fun with that. It's just something different. It's garter stitch. And yeah, I just have to get into the rhythm and remember how in the world of goodness I started. So I want to do that, work on that. And the other thing is a new cast on that I started while I was in Nova Scotia, and that's the Arne and Carlos, Arne, however you say his name, Christmas stocking. Now I did one last year, loved it, and I'm using a different yarn this time. I'm using an acrylic. I think last year I used sheepies, which I think is an acrylic, but it's very soft, and it's a DK. This year I'm using a worsted weight because I thought it was a DK, but it turns out it's not. And I don't even think I have the label in here, because I think it's in the other bag. Oh, it might be in here. It's in here because I had to stuff both projects in this one bag. So just to let you know, my little Netherwood bag holds quite a lot. It holds the Musselburgh and yarn and stuff, and it held this. Now, admittedly, it was on DPNs because I had to buy DPNs while I was there, and I bought the yarn while I was there to start this project because, of course, I forgot to take any with me. And so this is where I'm up to. This is right up to date now with where we are on the Arne and Carlos. This is up to day 6. Day 7 is Sunday today, and it's a day off. We don't do anything on Sunday, so we'll be doing tomorrow's and carrying on with this. This is on a worsted weight, and it is very thick. Okay, so this is a needle crafters yarn, which is actually from Multicraft in Ottawa. Kind of funny. It says gentle washer setting in cold water, do not bleach, do not tumble dry, lay pressed to flat. So anyway, it is 100% acrylic. And I didn't know what it was. I had to actually Google it to find out what weight it was. And it turns out to be, it's a worsted weight. So it's a 4. And so it's going to be bigger than the one I had before. I hope I end up with enough yarn because the pattern just calls for 50 grams each of 5 colors and with a DK. So I hope I have enough. It is definitely bigger than the one from last year, but here's the thing. I really like the stitch definition with the worsted weight. And this is like, I'm asking you to feel. I was going to ask you to feel because it's very thick. It kind of reminds me of a Lopi yarn. So yeah, it's very thick. So it'll be great for putting presents and stuff in because it's not going to warp or go out of shape. And it's going to last a lot longer than a wool one or a DK one, in my opinion. Just in my opinion. I just hope I have enough yarn. But I'm pretty sure we're going back in December to Nova Scotia. So if I run out, I can just either ask Megan to send me some or pick it up when I'm there and finish it then. But obviously I want to finish it before December. But I'll see if I can find it here as well. But isn't that pretty? So it was on DPNs, but I do prefer to knit with Magic Loop. And these needles had on the Stephen West shawl. Guess where it is? It's in the bin. So I use these. Yes, it's in the bin. Honestly, it's in the bin. I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and I just do not like this shawl. I like all the individual parts. I don't like them all added together. And I was going to try to my plan was to do 2 of the first part, which was clue 1, and kind of morph them together and then just do clue 2 all the way, wavy stuff. But then I thought, I'm not going to design a whole new shawl. That's up to Stephen. Like, I don't mind making the odd little change to something or a color, but I'm not going to redesign his whole shawl. I'm not going to. So I decided I would rather use the yarn for something else. I don't know what yet. So I literally just cut it off, ripped it off of the needles, threw it in the bin, and because I don't want to be reminded of it. And the rest of the yarn is up on my shelf. So there's a lot. I can certainly do another shawl or even I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word. A cowl with it. There's enough for that. So these needles now, I took them off the DPNs and put it onto here just because I prefer this. It's easier for me to knit. But look, I'm so pleased. You can't even see where the joins were on the DPNs. Isn't that amazing? I'm quite pleased with that. And inside here are my floats. I don't go more than 4, or actually 3. If there's 4, I'll go with 4, but I try to every 3 to wrap and turn so that you don't, it doesn't bunch and pucker. So I'm very happy with it. I think it's turning out lovely. So that's the 4 I've got on the go that are whips. And then I always like to have a sock on the go. And as you know, I've finished my socks. So here was my thought on this. My friend Sue, hello Sue, gave me this last year. I feel like it was for last Christmas, but I can't remember. At some point during the year, she gave me this. And it is a Christmas sock wool, 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide. And it's a sock tube. And it came with instructions on how to make it. I've never done a sock tube. Well, that's a big fat lie. No, I've never done a, no, I haven't done a sock tube. I have knit socks and put an afterthought heel in, but I've never just had a tube where you have to put a toe on and a heel afterthought and a cuff. I've never done that before. So I thought, why don't I give it a go? And I feel like there might be enough for Bob and I to get a pair of socks out of this. I like short socks anyway, and Bob obviously, because they're already knit, I don't have to do anything except put in the heels. I hate knitting socks for Bob because he has such big feet. So that's my thought. I thought I would try and figure out how to do it with the instructions and with this. So then I'll have a pair of socks on the go. So those will be my 4 projects for this month. Then with regard to cross stitch, I sat and planned all this out just before talking to you. And I have got urgent stitches, football stitch, whip go, and fun. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 projects. So I am going to work on as urgent, and you already know this because I've told you a few times. I'm going to be working on Peking Puppies and the birth announcement because I would like these to be Christmas presents for Sean and Megan. So this is, and I took this with me to work on, and I think I spent 3 days working on this. So this is the birth announcement. It's for Sunny. And it's called My First Holiday. It is a Bothy Threads kit. And it looks like this. So as you can see, I've just almost finished this lobster guy and I've started the starfish. So I have to come up here and then up there and then the flags and the gull. So can I get this done this month? I mean, I'd like to get it finished in November because I really want to just do Christmas stitching in December, but it's a Christmas gift. So my plan is between this one and Peking Puppies, which is for Sean for Christmas. So here is Peking Puppies. Be all right if I had it the right way. And here's where I'm up to. And again, I took this one with me and worked mostly on the side of the door while I was there. So I have to do the 2 sides of the door and just finish the bottom of Puppy here. And all of the sides of the door are all just half a cross stitch. So it goes quickly. So again, can I get that finished in November to give to Sean for Christmas? Because we're going down there, remember? So my plan was Monday to Friday are going to be these 2 projects. And I'm going to do 3 nights each time. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will be My First Holiday. Thursday, Friday, the following Monday will be Peking Puppies. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so on and so on. That's the plan. And Saturday, Sunday is going to be Whip Go. And this month's Whip Go call is Sally, which is this lovely girl. So I love working on her. She's so pretty. Reminds me of my mom. And this is where I'm up to with Sally. So almost finished her hat, and then I can work on her face. And a lot of the face, quite a lot of this stuff, let me put it on here and just show you. A lot of it are mixing 2 colors. To make it. And also what I love about this is that they do a half cross stitch differently from you know, when you're doing a corner of something, it's different from the norm in that it's actually, let me see if I can find you one. Oh, so there's one. It's only a half of the box. It's a full cross, but only half of the box. and that really gives this lovely rounded without that sort of 3/4 stitch, you know what I mean? So I'm quite happy with that. So this will be my Saturday project, so for this month. And I barely got any Whip Go stuff done last month because I was just so busy with the show I did, and then so busy with the travel into Nova Scotia. I didn't have time. And the other one, which will be Sunday's project, is Family Tree, which is that. And I am, and every time I get this out, I think, oh, I should finish that this month. Oh, I should finish that this month. So I need to finish more of the leaves down here, do another rabbit. Did I backstitch that stuff? Backstitch this, and then put all the words and the kids' names and so on in that. So this is Sunday nights or Sundays stitch. And then finally is the football stitch, and that is, oh no, not finally. The football stitch, as you know, is Peter Rabbit. And here's where I am with Peter. It's a sampler, a spring sampler. Put it on here again. It's a spring sampler. I love working on this. The Aida is, I washed it, and I can't get over the difference when you wash some Aida before you use it. I've never done that before, but this was so hard and so uncomfortable in my hand. Someone said, well, wash it, and I did. And oh my gosh, is it ever lovely to work on now. So I am here. I'm on Tom Kitten, and he is going to be the football. I love this. It has all kinds of borders that come down with fruit and vegetables for the spring on it. And it does have the word spring here, but I'm actually going to put Tristan because Tristan was born in the spring, and all 4 of my grandchildren were born in a different season. So they're all getting one based on their season, and I will have it until they're 18, hanging on my wall. And oh yeah, and then finally, this is the fun stitch. This is when I don't feel like doing any of those, or I just want to change, but I need something. I'm going to be working on my squirrel embroidery, and there's where I am with the squirrel. I just love working on this. When you get into the flow of it, it's really super. Look at his belly. I mean, you feel like that's real fur when you look at that, right? I love it. And his tail, oh my gosh, that tail. So yes, I want to work on this when I feel in the mood and don't want to work on any of them. Again, I would love to get this finished this year, and I did not say November, but we'll see. But that's the fun stitch. So those are the projects I'm going to be working on for this month. So that's 4 knitting and 5 cross stitch, 1 embroidery, and then it will be December. Oh, and then Advent starts. I still haven't got my Tuft Advent yet. I don't even know if that's mailed yet. Has anybody else got their Tuft yet? I feel like it gets mailed this month, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's about all I've got for you now. Yes, when I got to the airport, I'll just say this bit. When I got to the airport last night, Bob was working last night, so Andrew picked me up with Tristan. So all the way home in the car, he's chat, Nana, Nana, and telling me all kinds of stuff. Did you know, Nana? Anyway, it was a lot of fun. And then Andrew took me back to their house, and Caroline had made dinner for Andrew and me and Tristan, because he had to come to the airport to get me. I landed at 6:10. So he had to come to the airport to get me. And it takes like 45 minutes to get to the airport from where we live. So he had to leave at supper time. So when he got dropped me off, it was 7 o'clock at his house. So Caroline had supper ready for the 3 of us. It was lovely. Oh, it was so nice to just, you know, because I was thinking, I don't know what's in the fridge. I don't know what Bob's made. I don't even know if there's milk. So, you know what the guys are like when you leave them on their own for 10 days. Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun. And then Andrew brought me home. And as I say, I watched the game. So, did I already tell you all this? I feel like I might have. Losing my mind. I'm hungry too. What time is it? It is 5:30. So I'm going to go and make some supper and then decide what I'm going to work on tonight. What do I want to? I think I'm going to work on the Musselburgh tonight. See if I can get that finished. Yeah. So I will be back next Monday and I'll see you then. And I will, yeah. I'll post some pictures of my dad when he gets here too on Instagram or Facebook or something. Anyway, I gotta go. Okay, bye.